Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. This will be part one of a two-part series that I'm going to call self-calibrating tools. Today, we're going to be talking about the spirit level or the bubble level, or if you're into the whole brevity thing, man, we'll just call it the level. So these were invented back in the mid-1600s. I'm sure you've seen them before. There's no mystery, right? It's a little glass tube with some alcohol, with some dye in it, so you can see the bubble, and you can adjust it to see what's level. So today we're going to talk about how do you know if this thing is accurate in telling the truth. Every time you pose a question to it, is this level? How do we know? Maybe this thing's been dropped or tweaked. Well, what do we do? How can we tell? Well, today I'm going to help you solve that mystery so you can be sure your levels are on the square. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and set your level down on a semi-level surface. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. In this case, I just set it down on my workbench, and you can tell that bubble is too far to the left. So to solve that, I'm going to put a shim, or in this case a piece of paper, underneath the right side of the level, and we should see, hopefully it goes perfectly to level. And in that case, we can tell that that bubble is pretty much dead center. It looks great. So now that we've established what's perfectly level, if I was to flip this thing over to the other side, if that bubble is not perfectly level, then we'll tell if the level itself is bad. And in this case, it looks perfect. That bubble looks like it's in the exact same place. So I know for this guy, we're looking good. I can't complain about this level. It tells the truth. Wow, wasn't that amazing? Who would have thought about using a tool to calibrate itself for accuracy? That's pretty ingenious. I wish I had thought of it, but I didn't. I can't take credit for it. So while I still have you, I'm going to share a few more things about levels before you go. We did talk about the horizontal calibration, right? But the vertical calibration is also the same too. So most larger levels are going to have another bubble for the vertical aspect. So it's the same way. Put it on a wall that's semi-level, shim it as needed, and then rotate it, and then check for accuracy. Same concept, no big deal. If you are also at the level where you are worried about the calibration of your level, you're probably going to want to know the right way to store these things and how to treat them so that they stay true over the years. So number one, the secret of levels. I'm about to tell you a big secret. Do not expose these things to UV rays. So when you're outside and you're done working with them, get them into a shady area when you're not using them. The UV rays will cause the metal to expand because it gets hot, and when that happens, this thing is going to warp and twist in all kinds of different ways that you don't want to happen. So don't let it get exposed to UV rays. Similar, when you're done using it, don't throw it out into the yard, right? Obviously, someone can step on it. We don't want that. That'll cause it to twist. But if it's not stored on a flat and level surface, like let's say it's on the middle of a tool, gravity can cause this to warp and twist. You definitely want to avoid that as well. So don't do that. Obviously, don't drop it. Accidents happen, sure. But if accidents happen, at least now you have a way to tell if something bad actually happened to it. So for me, I store mine. There's a little hole right here. I have a little spot on my pegboard, and I hang it. Gravity is going to keep this thing straight and true over the years. Now, they also make levels out of wood and brass. They look great. You know, this really dark stain, and the brass really sets it off. They're heavy. They have a good feel to them. They seem expensive. Well, maybe they probably are expensive. But for me, I would never own one, simply because wood absorbs moisture. And when wood absorbs moisture, it expands and it twists. Maybe it'll crack even too. But for my money, I'm always going to take the cheap aluminum level. Yeah, it's not a jewel. It doesn't look great, but if you take care of it, it's going to be accurate. The only other thing I'll share with you before I go is an interesting level that I've acquired in my time on this earth. Obviously, the world has gone digital, and hospitals are no different. In the old days, they would take x-rays using film and they put it up on a light board and they would look at the x-ray on the film itself. But now it's all digital. So the monitors that they use are very expensive LCD monitors. And they're expensive due to the color calibration and accuracy. The image that it presents, you know, is a circle, a true circle versus an oval. And when they set those up, they have to make sure that those monitors are level. So this tiny little guy goes on top of the monitor and then they lock him down so it stays level. I thought it was pretty interesting. It's not something you see every day, but it's just a little level. Pretty sweet. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Check out part 2. Bye.